in the butt.
Uh-oh, I froze. Okay, good.
It was on a great face, though.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my.
Chinese democracy. Yes.
We're going to talk about Foreigner tonight a little bit later on.
Okay.
All right, so Chet, let's hit this too. Just get the things kind of going. See if we have nivels.
Yeah.
Do we have levels today? I feel like I'm really loud.
I feel like I'm really loud in the butt.
Not in the butt.
I could be.
You could be loud
in the butt.
We need Pittsburgh.
All right. Well, speaking about loud in the butt, what in the butt? How do I sound to you? Oh, now I'm getting a little more.
You're getting a little more juice in your ass.
A little more pronounced.
Let's get you juiced, baby.
That's not what.
You don't call me the juice for nothing.
That's not what.
The juice.
Lucy Juicy.
Do you guys remember the juice? O.J. Simpson. He was the juice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember him. Whatever happened to him?
Well, see, he cut his wife's head off, and cops tend to frown on that.
Let me ask my wife.
I mean, she was being a complete asshole, but apparently you're not allowed to do that.
No? Oh, boy.
That's what I
Your
sound
words
like.
come back to haunt you.
Obviously.
Be the first to comment. I should. That bald guy's talking again.
Oh, he'll post it.
That's how
Post.
we started.
His way.
That's how we
Post it. Toast posties. Post toasties.
Post
Was it
toasties.
post? It was post toasties or toast posties? Post toasties.
Post toasties because it was post cereal.
Gotcha.
How do you say number 9 so I don't say it wrong?
Number 9.
Number 9. It's
Like
Riyadh in the bed and the Bedouins.
Okay, because that's how I said it. I'm like, that doesn't even sound right.
He actually says the line in the song.
Yeah, but I don't care.
Yeah, but I don't.
Yeah, because when he's screeching like that,
I think we're all gonna have some different
I
opinions.
loved it from start to finish. I celebrate that entire catalog.
I think we're gonna have some conflict.
Celebrate that.
Good thing I invited Keith. I'm kind of glad he's not here. We get ugly with him like hanging up. Fuck you guys.
We just start talking about Kiss.
Yeah.
Well, then we'd have to leave.
Kiss is my favorite band ever.
We know that's not true.
Kiss. Kiss me and tell me you love me.
You're a lyricologist. It's not funny. Someone could have been hurt.
Oh no!
I couldn't even finish my yawn. Right?
Yep. Fun with sound effects tonight on Loudini.
Comic head impact. You know when the
the birdie.
they go around
Or
your
the
head.
stars.
Oh, I was like, that does not sound.
I know it's not what I expected.
That might
it
be
sound
what
like at all.
Chris Rock singing.
Roger Rabbit.
Oh, there he is. That was wrong.
Okay, Bones Magoo.
Bones. The bones. Them bones.
Social comments
Yeah.
display here.
Oh, well, that's convenient.
Okay. Social comments. So if you're going to comment, make it social.
Make it social.
Make it
right?
social. That's all we ask.
Antisocial.
We don't want antisocial.
We have
comment.
enough antisocial on this side of the
I know.
camera.
I know. What are you going to do?
I don't know. I just
Neither one of them are antisocial.
don't know.
Yes, antisocial. My name is Loudini. My pronouns are he and him.
My pronouns are what and where? Thank you very much.
It.
All right, guys, ready? Let's try.
Let's go. Let's
see.
try this.
I think I have everything set up. I can't think. I've got Reaper recording us. I've got my notes.
Who is that? There he is.
Ooh-hoo.
I have the background music. I don't know. I think we're going to be okay. Wolf and Raven. Good to see you, buddy.
Hi, guys.
Loo-hoo.
Hola.
Loo. Loo.
Yes.
I don't
Don't hide that one.
Whose pronouns are why?
Our
and how.
social social comments might be displaying on the screen. I don't know. I'm just.
You're
I
fine.
Don't know what's going on.
That's all.
It's okay. Do not.
I don't know what's
do not-
happening.
It's
Lucy!
okay. Calm down, please.
I'm going to tell you something, Lucy.
Oh, jeez. You've got some.
Okay, I talked to what's her name, Angelina Green today. So I'm gonna see if we can get her to fill in for you when you're out. And Keith said that he thinks he can start coming a couple times a month. So
Sweet.
So that would be sweet. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and get started.
Oh my.
I need a little more happy juice.
Little janky poo for Lou.
Okay, here we go.
I had to get that out.
Okay, see, now there's multiple things. This is 11. I guess if you count the spaghetti incident, then it's not as many years. But if you don't count that, it's something like 15 years.
Yeah.
Something like that. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
In 5, 4, 3. So if one of the biggest rock bands in the world was taking, 11, 12, 13, 14, 20 years or whatever to produce their next album, what would you think? What would you think? Would you go, oh, wow, all these years went by, it's going to be amazing. They just perfected everything. Or you're going to think, yeah, I'm going to go listen to some other bands, and if your band is still relevant 25 years later, I might check them out. So on this Loudini's Rock and Roll Circus podcast, we're going to tell you the story behind Guns N' Roses' 6th album and most controversial album, Chinese Democracy, and answer the question, was it worth the wait? Get ready to rock out with your talk out. It's the Loudini Rock and Roll Circus. Moms and dads, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the Loudini Rock and Roll Circus. I am your host, Loudini, and my pronouns are rock and roll.
Yes.
All right, then.
Yes.
We have Lily V6 with us. What's up, Lily V6?
What's up? How's it going?
What are your pronouns, Lily V6?
It.
It. And we have Pittsburgh Kevin.
Yeah.
What's up, Miss Pittsburgh?
How you doing, everybody?
Wow.
I'm sorry. I'll try to calm down.
Yes, you're being very excited today.
It's very hot.
You need to calm down.
Very hot.
It's very hot. I'm going to take my shirt off.
Take your shirt off.
Let's everybody just get naked.
It's the Naked Podcast.
Remember that time Lily fell for that? Oh, it was fun as
I
hell.
think that would be fun. We should call it the Naked Podcast and just get naked for an hour.
Sure.
I don't want to scare anybody.
Remember Mr. Goodbody? We could all wear those Goodbody suits. Nobody would know the difference.
Right.
We took all our skin off.
Just like
Okay, so it is the Loudini Rock and Roll Circus. That is Loudini rockandrollcircus.com or LouLombardimusic.com. They're a little interchangeable there. You want to go to LouLombardimusic.com, become a part of our fantastical Inner Circle group where you get to hang out with us live, and we're going to be taking comments and hanging out with you guys throughout the podcast. So welcome, those of you that are watching live. If you're not, that's okay. We're all over the place, including rockrageradio.com, the Rock Rage Radio app. More on that in a minute. But Spotify, Apple Music, check us out. I believe you can now leave reviews on Spotify.
Yes.
So please do that. We do reviews. Help us. We're trying to build this damn thing up. We think it's fucking awesome. And I keep getting told all the time, the podcast is so good. The podcast is so good. So we need all you people say the podcast is good. We need 100,000 more of you soon. Okay. Yeah. So soon would be good.
Right.
Soon. What timetable are we on? Soon.
Like yesterday.
Soon. Yeah.
So hit us up, check us out, LouLombardimusic.com or LoudiniRockandRollCircus.com. WolfsCustoms.online. Why would you want to go there? Because you're going to want custom artwork, paint jobs, etc. done on your musical instruments. They do an amazing job, really help you stand out on stage. WolfsCustoms.online, or just find them on social media where you can see tons of examples, Instagram and Facebook of Chris Thunderwolf Dodson's amazing work.
Yes.
And Rock Rage Radio, as I hinted at earlier. I'm going to rockrageradio.com. Download the app because what kind of app is this, Lily?
Free.
It's a free app. And we like free because we are terribly cheap.
Yes.
I never.
We're cheap and slutty. Lily's cheap and I'm slutty.
Wow. And honest.
So, well, you know what I mean. Rockradio.com. Download the free app because it's great music programming, like 24/7. So if you like this, and there's all kind of really awesome shows. Now we are going to I've been saying for a long time, but we're going to start this month. We're going to start having guests from Rock Rage Radio sit in on the podcast, hang out, so you guys can get to know them as well. It's a great app. So you want to check it out. Okay, and I mentioned Lily. We got Lily here from Rock Rage Radio. And
I am
Lily,
here.
what's up?
I actually have some exciting weekend plans.
Oh, Lord
Tell
Jesus.
us about them, please. We would like to know.
I am going to the Stadium Tour at PNC Park, which will be Joan Jett, Def Leppard, Poison, and Motley Crue.
What?
Nice.
Yes.
Hey, now.
I know. So I might be dead by next podcast. Just throwing that out there because I'm going to be having a great time.
Crue. Let's do some Crue, dude.
I feel like I won't survive that show. So
No, you will. You're very strong, no?
no.
You're professional. You do okay.
Okay. All right. Already. Haven't
Come on,
See, what I
stop.
discovered this weekend was
Yes.
I bought tickets. To a show
Yeah.
when I was wasted,
Oh, dear God.
boy.
and I have no
You are
recollection of
going to
it.
love the Wiggles.
Somebody,
You're
I
going
think
to
it's who it was.
love them.
I think it was Baby Metal.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
So, anyways, but
Wasn't Mini Kiss, was it? Oh, I'd go with you.
no. But I did. Speaking of Minikiss,
Yes.
I saw.
What did you see, huh? Tell me, no, please.
You said thaw. I saw the new Beavis and Butthead movie.
Oh, did you
Did you
really?
love it?
It's fucking great.
I knew
I
you
mean,
would love it.
it's like
Jesus.
it's
help
great.
us.
There's nothing I can't really say anything about it. Like it's funny as fuck.
Yeah.
Dirty, rude, politically incorrect.
And it was awesome.
The whole scene about white privilege.
I
dude.
know.
Yeah.
That's too good. Oh, don't worry about it. We have white privilege.
Yeah,
I'm going to start
it's okay.
using that.
Yeah.
I'm going to start using that.
Try
Everybody-
that.
Oh, don't worry. Don't worry. I have white privilege.
Yeah. I'll have a T-shirt made up for you. There you go. Drop you off in a.
You have to see the movie to
Shady
get the
part of
reference. You guys will
town.
love it. Those of you that have seen
I've
it,
seen it.
Chime in the comments. Let me know if you've seen it. Let me know.
It was such a great trip back in time with those guys.
They're timeless or something.
And now they have the reboot that you can watch, like, episodes. Again.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They have new episodes.
Yeah.
I saw one on YouTube. I didn't get a chance to watch it yet.
I think there are only 2 out right now, but they're hysterical.
Cool. Yeah, that was pretty much. Oh man, I found this awesome pizza place on Carson Street.
Oh, boy. It's the one
What
with
is
the
it?
giant slices?
No,
Like
No,
this?
you have to.
no,
be-
I've eaten there. That's
Yeah, I
very good.
have
Too. There's a
seen
lot
it.
of good pizza there.
Right.
This place is new.
Oh, okay.
Dough and Rossetier or
Oh, that is
Rossetier or
new.
something like that. It's on the corner. It was something. It took over one of the places, and it's really really good. I mean, we didn't know what to expect. We went in there, it was like, damn.
Wow.
It was
okay,
some
then.
tasty pizza. Very fucking
If I
good.
ever make it back to the south side.
Exactly. Okay, so we did the stuff, right? We talked about
Right.
that.
That
So okay,
thing.
let's get it. Let's talk about Chinese
Oh,
democracy.
Lord, here we
Oh,
go.
boy.
The democracy from China.
Is that what we're talking about? I didn't do a history.
This is a political
paper.
show. I'm sorry, guys. I said we don't get political. No, I'm just teasing. Yeah, we're talking about Chinese democracy. This is the album that took many years to come up with. Now, we talked earlier. We had mentioned this when we were talking about this show coming up about like Boston did something very similar, but their story was different. Like when you'd find out. We're going to try to. I don't think we have enough podcast time. I probably don't have enough memory in the computer to
Right.
tell the whole story
Yeah, right.
of
It
what
would take
happened
13 years to do
with
that.
this stupid band. There's fucking
God.
drug addict, dumbass, fucking bullshit. Like, it's just,
Yeah.
they're so rich
How rich are they?
that they can't talk to each other without lawyers. I don't want to.
Sad.
Dude, man. Like, I love money. I am a capitalist from true blue.
Yeah.
However, I don't need to be that rich where I can't talk to Kevin or Lily without my lawyer being present. Like, I that would just
I
no.
would punch your lawyer in the face.
Yeah, there's no, like, what, you know what I mean? Like, who wants to live that? Who wants to live like that? Fuck that.
Not me.
But yeah, that's kind of what it had come to. And it's been that way with a lot of bands. I remember hearing an interview with Lindsey Buckingham saying like he got that point with Fleetwood Mac where they could not get together. Everybody had to have their lawyer there.
That's so sad.
How come on, man, like. And then you wonder why, we don't understand why these bands put out 3 really good albums and then they started to completely suck. That's because of shit like that. You can't make music in that kind of environment.
No.
What do you hear? What do you guys hear? Like some of the stuff that they did to put this album together. But Lily, go ahead and take us to step into Miss Lily's Wayback Machine. Okay, and let's
I'm gonna
hear.
take my DeLorean and gun it to 88. Oh boy.
That was dramatic.
The band's long-awaited and
Well, listen,
anticipated.
Bones usually plays the trombone. He picked up the violin just for us. So
Well,
just
he needs
give
to
us a
quit.
break.
He's learning.
See, I thought that was the devil.
Whoa.
Anyway.
He's down in Georgia.
He's
No, he was at my house this weekend.
Thank you. Bones.
Anyway, the band's long-awaited and anticipated sixth studio album. It was the first Guns N' Roses studio album since the 1993 covers album, The Spaghetti Incident, and their first album of original studio material since Use Your Illusion 1 and 2 from 1991 that sold a combined 35 million copies. It was the first Guns N' Roses album without their longtime producer Mike Clink. I don't know why I said Clint.
Clink.
Instead, it was produced by singer
Clink.
Here we go.
by singer
Clink!
Axl Rose
Oh, not sing.
and Graham Costanzo. It underwent a
Costanza.
Costanzo.
God
It
bless
underwent a protracted recording process delayed by personnel and legal problems and Rose's perfectionism or crabbiness.
you. See right there. He's like, I don't like that. Cut that out.
Chinese democracy marked Guns N' Roses' expansion
like
into
that.
industrial rock, electric rock, new metal, and elements of trip hop.
Trip hop.
That's what it says.
They were tripping and
While
hopping. When you
retaining-
trip and hop, you play trip hop.
While retaining the hard rock style of previous albums.
That's when white folk try to dance to hip hop and they trip.
Yeah, they trip
They
hop.
call it
Oh,
trip
that's
hop.
me.
I danced
When I
trip
try to walk. So
Nice try.
that's that, yeah. From 1994 to 97, amid creative and personal differences, guitarist Gilby Clarke and Slash, drummer Matt Sorum, and bassist Duff McKagan left Guns N' Roses, leaving only Rose, keyboardist Dizzy Reed, and guitarist Paul Tobias. In 1997, Rose, Reed, and Tobias began to work with guitarist Rob Fink and drummer John Freese. There's been a whole lot of lineup changes.
Well,
but I don't
what
really
happened?
read all
What
this.
happened was here's what happened. Here's one of the
Okay,
things.
thank you.
Tell me,
Here's
Lou.
how this started.
Yeah.
Was okay. We're gonna do the next album. So Slash, I believe Slash and Matt Sorum, and I don't know if Duff was part of this or not, but Slash and Matt were working together and okay, they put together like 30 songs. Okay, just like one of their houses, and then they just put like real basic stuff just to kind of get the
Sure.
here general style, general shape, you know what I mean. Axl, you sing here, there's a guitar solo here, that kind of thing, and so they gave to Axl, and him and Duff didn't like the songs.
Oh, surprise.
They didn't like them at all, and Axl was like, I don't want to play music like this anymore, and he accused some of it to sound like Southern rock. And it just was not. It was like, and what was going on was Axl was listening. After Use Your Illusion broke and all that, like grunge exploded, and so Guns N' Roses, like Metallica, were one of these bands that like totally went through the grunge era still as a big band, and it could pack arenas and stadiums and things like that with like no problem, but grunge was like huge,
Right.
So they were able to weather that, like really, okay. But Axl liked the new music. One of the reasons why he ended up working with Robin Fink
Yes.
from 9 Inch Nails, because he really liked 9 Inch Nails. He was like looking for some of that mojo with their new stuff. He wanted to do something different. That I think his idea was like, I don't want to make Use Your Illusion 3.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
He didn't want to pull an AC/DC and make all the same.
Right,
stuff all the time.
right. I mean, I think they could have easily done that. I think the record
Oh,
label
yeah,
would have
for
been
sure.
happy if they put out something like that. Everybody would have been just great, you know.
But he's an artist.
And then record would have tanked, and then they would have had to do one of these records where they had to bring in younger kids who were famous, like Bieber and stuff like that, to sing on
Oh,
songs.
yeah.
You know how that's like a thing.
It's always a fun
bands
time.
try to
Yeah.
save themselves with
Yeah.
that. Some people do it really well. Santana did. That might be a good record to
Santana,
do.
yeah.
What album was that? With Smooth and all.
I
those-
know which
where he
album
had
you mean, but I
that
can't
Yeah.
think of the name
It's
of
not
it.
coming to me at the moment, but Supernatural. Is it
Yes.
called Supernatural.
I think
Yeah.
it is. Yeah.
And I went and saw that tour.
That might be a fun one to do in the future. But in any case, I think that he was looking to do that. Axl or Slash is still just like a straight up rock guitarist, and so Axl's not like any of your songs, and Slash was like, fine, I'm gonna go, and Axl wouldn't do anything. Like, I couldn't do anything. Axl went into a period where he kind of went into kind of hiding. He became very reclusive.
Yes.
And even during the making of this album, he would do stuff like he'd call down the studio and say, "Who's there?" They'd be like, "Okay, Bumblefoot's here, Buckethead is here, Brain is here." He's like, "Okay." He's Tom, I'm going to come down. I'm going to come down. Well, yeah, he would come down like 12 hours later, and he'd go, "Where the fuck is everybody?" They're like, "Axl."
They went home.
They were tired. They worked for 10 hours here.
Yeah.
But in any case, so this is funny. So Slash is like, okay, Axl doesn't like any of my songs. No problem. I'm going to go in the studio. I'm going to record an album. I'm going to call it Slash's Snake Pit. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Not to be confused with the Toby Keith. Is that his name? Toby Keith. There's a country artist that has a song called It's 5 o'clock somewhere. But anyway,
Jimmy Buffett does.
yeah, So in any case, so Slash does this album, puts this record together, and he gets Duff, and I believe Gilby and Matt Sorum. It's basically Guns N' Roses without Axl, and then Axl calls him and says, no, wait, there's some of them songs I think we should make Guns N' Roses songs, and he's like, Axl, dude, brother, you snoozed, you loosed, I already put this album's about to come out. Said it was a big whole thing about that. You know what I mean? And there's all kind of stories. There's this famous story about them calling each other up, out of away from the lawyers and the managers and everything, them going to an Italian restaurant, and Slash the next day, he got interviewed and said, I met with Axl last night. He agreed. We're all good. It's going to be like, us playing together. And then it still never fucking happened. He said that he says when he went to do that, what happened was there were all these other musicians there. Buckethead, Bumblefoot, Robin Finks, and some other guy, Brain, all these guys he didn't fucking know. And he was like, well, what are we doing? And he just didn't like the vibe of what was going on. So it fell apart, and then Duff nearly died because his pancreas grew to the size of a fucking basketball or something stupid like that. And so he's kind of like, if they were kind of holding the bass spot open for him, but they were unsure, and he had like a kind of like, what's that called? Like when you have a life realization, not so much an epiphany, but a kind of like,
What is
shit
epiphany?
almost fucking died. Like,
Yeah, it could be
what's
an
important to me,
epiphany. Sure.
reevaluation or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's become a very devoted family man ever since then, and took up mountain biking and is like into health and all kind of
Maybe
stuff.
someday I'll do that.
Yeah, not today.
So he just can't do it. It's just too. His head is not. It's reminding when I heard that, so it reminded me a little bit of James Hetfield in Some Kind of Monster, where he kind of comes and then he has to leave because he's
Right.
like, and a lot of guys say that it's really hard to get back into something like music again because it's just so laced with drugs and drinking. It's like,
Debauchery.
yeah, you know what I mean? It's just like,
Debauchery.
it's just crazy.
It's a lifestyle.
But yeah, so this, so Slash was not down with working with. Also, there was an issue because Paul Tobias, who's a guitarist and a songwriter, was Axl's friend from like before I think he even came to California.
Yeah, and a lot of other guys in the band didn't really like him so much.
Yeah. So it was like, my friend's gonna be in the band. I don't care. It's my friend. But this is what happens, I think. I think one of the reasons why this album took so long too is because when you had they were like they had like Beatles money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They didn't really have to do anything. They were
Show
like
up.
they just like they didn't have to even show up. They could just like. And what Slash said was he was pushing for a Guns N' Roses album because he's like I know what happens to me. I just start getting fucked up every day, and it's like it's not good. I have to have like something to kind of shoot for. I want to work towards, etc. But that I think that there was a lot of that going. They had what they call "fuck you" money.
Yep.
And Gilby Clarke goes out and does a solo album, and like that was the whole thing. Apparently, they were well managed because a lot of those guys went. Even what's his name, Tommy Stinson, who is like by no means like a really famous guy, but he played bass on this, and he has said in interviews that like just being on that album gave him like all the kind of like money he needed to
Nice.
have a solo career, and like there aren't many bass players that go out and just have a solo career after being in Guns N' Roses. So and then also what help me out, Lily. Duff played in the band with the Sex Pistol guy, right?
The Sex Pistol guy, I don't know.
Steve Jones. I'm almost
Oh, did he?
positive.
I don't know that.
I'm almost positive they had a band, and then Slash is doing this. And this is we're not near Velvet Revolver yet.
No.
We're not even like
No, he's
wow.
doing the Snake
That's
Bitten,
like
all
yeah,
that
yeah.
shit.
That's like
Yeah.
not even like a thing yet. So it's in complete disarray, and there's all these fights about this, and then everybody sues everybody. You know what I mean? And at one point, you know who got asked to come in and play? Zach fucking
Oh, I
Wild.
knew that.
Really?
Yeah, Zach Wild
And he was
auditions.
like so excited. It's like the biggest rock band in the world.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They want me to play, and so he says it was a disaster.
Yeah.
He says Axl was really nice, man, but he was like, I don't know what to do. He says everybody's calling me, everybody's suing me every time I turn around. There's a lawyer on the phone. So he was like, he's just not in a good headspace, and I think Zach knew that like he's going to get. And like so many people left. Like Buckethead is all over this record, but he
was out
Yeah, he
before
was
it-
out.
before it
Yeah,
was
he was
released.
kind of out before it was even released. So there had to be some drama involved.
Oh, I
with
mean,
this.
it's Guns N' Roses.
Do you have anything you want to add? I have a fun fact about this. Go ahead.
I just wanted to add how they were actually supposed to release it in 1999, but it was again delayed because they re-recorded it in 2000. It actually exceeded $13 million, became the most expensive rock album ever produced.
More than Tusk.
Yes.
Oh.
Wow. Way to go, guys.
Well, we did that. We talked
yeah,
about
about
it.
Yes,
the most
we did.
expensive albums. Yeah.
They were supposed to release it in then 2007, but then it finally was released in November 2008. I was living in Miami at the time, and I remember when the leaks happened.
Yeah, leaks.
And,
Air
you
quotes.
Leaks.
Oops.
Yeah.
It did not meet sales expectations in the United States, of course, because everybody was poo-pooing it. Favorable reviews, though, from all the critics, of course.
Nice.
Yes. And it did sell over 1 million copies in Europe, but those are my facts.
Went to number 3 on the
Yeah,
US
went to number 3.
on the Billboard. It did get platinum now, but there's a dirty trick here.
Yes.
What they did was this. Now check this shit out, man.
Yes.
Only Guns N' Roses gets to do shit like this.
Yes.
They're like they would not allow retailers to return.
Yep.
So of course it went platinum.
Yeah.
Best Buy
I don't
agreed.
like it very much.
Best Buy agreed because they wanted to have the new Guns N' Roses album. They got fucked. That's why Best Buy's out of business.
Probably.
Yep. Way to go, Guns N' Roses.
We can retitle the podcast "How Guns N' Roses Bankrupted Best Buy."
It broke MySpace when they put it out on MySpace because it had like 3 million. It was streamed over 3 million times on MySpace. If everybody remembers MySpace,
I do. I still have a site.
most streamed album ever on that platform.
So just one more interesting, I think interesting tidbit about the actual production. First of all, there were all kind of things going on, like songs were completely written, and then their producer, like one of the producers, and I have his name somewhere, Josh Freeze, maybe no, Frank Fair would. like completely disassembled the songs, edited them apart, and added this, took that, put this over here, played like, And I think that the album kind of sounds like that on some of the songs. They do sound like they're so crazy in some of the places that like they have this kind of like, ooh, we have Pro Tools, let's play. That's kind of thing.
It's new. Let's play.
Yeah. And I think there's a little bit, but I think it's. I don't necessarily think it's a draw. But anyways, so what they would do is they would do these marathon things, like 12 hours in the studio. The producer would give, and then what they would do is they would take sections and put them on a CD. Okay, and on these CDs were snippets. Some of them were 30 seconds, some of them were 3 minutes. And they would get assignments. So they would say, okay, Bumblefoot, I want you to take disc 4, take track 5, and make something out of it.
Huh.
And so then they would all come back the next day
Right.
with what they had come up with, and it'd be like, that sucks, no, redo that, put that over there, I don't like this, And they had a rule, was you were not allowed to tell anybody that their part sucked without explaining why you thought it sucked.
Huh.
So
That's fair.
it didn't turn into a kind of like, fuck you.
Fuck you, actually.
I mean, that's fair.
Because it can easily happen.
Yes.
But, so I thought that was really kind of an interesting way to work. So it was like, really, and that takes a long time. So there is some, wasn't all the band just being fuck ups.
It was everybody.
It was that.
It was a whole.
And I just want to add, and I just want to say one final thing before we actually get into the tracks is like, this is not a Guns N' Roses album. It is an Axl Rose album.
Right.
With a fucking kick-ass group of musicians backing up. These guys are like the cream of the crop from that era. You had fucking Brain from Primus. That was one of the sickest fucking drummers, out there. Bumblefoot and Buckethead, like monster shredders from that era. I mean, just you bring in Robin Fink from Nine Inch Nails to do, to bring that kind of edge to it, and he's bringing song ideas and arrangement ideas. So, yeah. So, do we want to go track by track?
As we do.
not?
Track by track. Track by track. Before we do that, go track by track. I want each of you, start with Pittsburgh Kevin,
Oh, Lord.
to say like kind of your like just overall kind of like in a couple of paragraphs or a paragraph or two, your review of it, what you think of it, just your general thoughts on
I've
it.
been thinking about this. Hey, Lou, you know me, don't you?
I know you.
You know that I have ADD, and that's album deficit disorder.
Oh boy.
There are very few artists I can sit there and listen to an entire album. Lou,
Yes.
I don't know if you know this about this particular album. 14 fucking songs.
Okay.
I did not hate the album.
Okay.
Matter of fact, there were some spots I'm like, oh, I like that. I really like that. But after about 8 songs,
His attention span went away.
yeah, it did. And
I think you're
Yeah.
making a good point, and I have some. When I get to mine, I have some similar feelings about it.
But I was like, I remember you said on Facebook that you were kind of surprised by it. I was too, because I've never heard it.
Yep.
I've
same
never
here.
heard it. And there's some parts of it, some songs that I'm like, I would listen to this again. Or I'm like, that was kind of innovative. I like that. And there's other parts I'm like, what the fuck's going on here? So that is my review.
What do you think, Lily?
I'm not a fan of this album. I probably like maybe one song, maybe 2 songs off of the album. I get what they were trying to do. I respect what they were doing.
Your review does not surprise me one bit.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
I figured.
I actually heard the 11 leaked songs out of the 14 before the album came out, and it was just a disappointment to me because I was expecting Guns N' Roses, and that's not what I got.
It's not Guns N' Roses. So this is a case of manage expectations.
Yeah.
It is not Guns N' Roses. This is not. This doesn't really. There's a couple places where you've got something that you could go like, oh, I could hear that kind of on Appetite, or I could hear that on Use Your Illusion. But for the most part, that's not what they did.
Right.
No.
Oh no, not at all.
Not at all. Not at all. Any
I
other?
think
Go ahead.
That's it.
I was gonna say, I think like maybe if I had, because you and I have talked about movies, and you're like, you have to go into this movie with this attitude, and I've gone and watched the movie with that, and I'm like, okay, if I had not had that in my head, I would have hated it, and maybe that's what I should have done with this album.
It's like going in to see Battle Beyond the Stars and thinking it's gonna be Star Wars.
Right. Well, kind of, yes.
I think maybe I would have liked it if it were released when I was a little older, because then that's when my music was a little more expanded. It wasn't like stuck in the like 80s hair metal sort of thing. Maybe I would have liked it better later, but I just don't.
See, guys, if you had released it even later,
Yeah,
it
you
was like,
should have
don't
had it.
wait, 16
Just
years.
waited.
Wait like 17, 18 years.
I'm
just
just saying
for
maybe
Lily.
if I was older and more mature.
Go on.
That's funny. That's funny. What do you guys think of? Okay, that aside, let's start from the fact that it is not a Guns N' Roses album. It's an Axl Rose album. What do you think of Axl on this album?
It's Axl.
I just don't like it.
It's
don't like
Axl
any of
all
it.
the way through. There were some times where I thought, oh, did they get another singer? And then as the song would progress a little bit, oh my god,
Then he'd fall right back
that's
in.
Axl. Yeah.
Well, he has a very distinctive voice, and I
That's a
won't
nice
fault
way
him
of
for that. I
saying
mean,
it.
you think you listen to people like Sting, insanely distinctive
Right,
voice.
right, exactly.
Ozzy Osbourne,
Yep.
Yeah.
it's crazy distinctive voices.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Ronnie James Dio,
Steven Tyler.
Steven Tyler, Steve Perry.
Yes.
You know,
Oh, gosh,
and
yes.
that is
Oh, gosh,
what
yes.
makes. That's one of the things that record labels were looking for, was like a distinctive voice, and he definitely has that. It was whether you like it or not. I think. Here's what I think. I think the album's fucking brilliant. It is too long.
Yeah.
It is very long.
Some of these songs should have been bonus tracks, or I think there was a missed opportunity here to kind of say, well, yeah, like kind of put out rumors on the internet about, oh, there's an unreleased track. You know what I mean?
Yes, yeah.
Get people to get some buzz out, and I think you could have done some fun stuff with that.
Exactly.
You know,
yeah.
But
It was too long. After about 8 songs, I'm like, I've kind of had enough.
well, you can also press pause and
That's-
come back,
and that's exactly what I
and
did.
come back and
Yeah,
listen later.
that's exactly what I did.
But an album is you should be able to it's like watching a movie. But in any case, that's that aside. His voice blew me away on this. Here he really takes advantage of his range, and he does things on this record that he would not be able to do on a Guns N' Roses album. Like there's songs where he sings like the entire verse like in falsetto and all like kind of an R&B
Right.
kind of
Yeah.
thing. It's fucking
yeah.
killer. I mean, he sounds like fucking Daryl Hall. Like it's insane.
Yeah.
There's places where I'm going like I hear Rod Stewart, I hear Don Henley. Like there's like a lot of really amazing vocal work, and then there's the Queen thing that he did. Like some of these songs have these like amazing harmonies that he layered himself.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they are just, and there's such attention to detail with the vocals on it. Like you could tell a singer made this album because there's all kind of little things that he did where he didn't have to do. There's some songs where he's singing in both of his registers simultaneously.
Right.
He's singing in the low, where do we go now? And he's also singing in the take me down to the bed. Like,
Yeah.
you know, so he's doing the two things. He recorded them together, and it's like, God damn, that sounds fucking killer.
Yeah.
And who'd have thought to do that? And there's places where he just brings that in on like a line.
Right.
It's
Right.
like, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
just like the attention to detail, it just floored me. I love the fact that it was really modern. Like, I mean, in the sense that like it really sounds like it's in the 21st century. It does not sound like Use Your Illusion 3.
Right.
And I loved that it was like, you know, but there are places where there's enough of that. We're going to talk about the songs where you go like, okay, like I could hear this, but then they went and did this with it. And that made it, you know, the guitar playing by Bumblefoot and Buckethead, like honestly, you know, there were places where I kind of felt like, oh, you guys are trying to rub it in Slash's face.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's like not cool. Like, I mean, there may be some places. I mean, I love hot guitar playing, but there may be a couple places where it was a little bit overplaying. I'm nitpicking, but but those, but those guys are some fucking monsters. It's just crazy. Just when they would hit something like that, and you would just big smile would come on my face. My God damn it! I said come on my face.
I knew you were gonna go back to that. I knew it.
But I just was like, and out of all the records we've done this year, I think this is the one that I enjoyed listening to the most. I thought it was so neat. Every time I've listened to it 3 times, and every song, every time I hear it, I'm like, oh, I didn't notice that little thing before. They did that. What's that little thing they're doing over there? I never ever heard anything from this album until today.
Right.
Magic.
Never.
Yeah.
I don't know, guys, if you guys are, anybody from Pittsburgh is watching, you could let me know if you've ever heard it on the X. Hey, Heidi Franks, what's up? We see your comments. How you doing? XL is gay. I don't know what Axel is gay.
Oh,
What the fuck is up? Anyways,
I don't see her comments, unfortunately,
yeah.
on here.
But anyways, that's she's on YouTube.
Okay.
See the little thing?
Oh, look at that.
Thanks for watching on YouTube, Heidi.
Magic.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. But yeah, it's just it's out there. Like, so loved all the different things that they did with it. I loved all the, just that was my thing. I thought it was really, really innovative. All that stuff, but it's not perfect. And we will talk about that as well. So let's go schlong by schlong.
I don't have one of those.
Schlong by schlong. We like the schlong.
Excuse
Here we
me.
go.
Bones giving us a little schlong by schlong.
Yeah, boy.
Title track, Chinese Democracy.
Oh, thank you.
Of
We are so politically incorrect.
I hate you guys. Prior to the song being released as a single, Chinese Democracy has been played live by Guns N' Roses on their Chinese Democracy tour in 2001 and 2002, 2006 and 2007. The final line of the song was originally like if your ass were your head, you can tell, but was ultimately changed to when their arms reach out for your help. I don't know.
I think they should
Whatever.
have left it.
The song has received mostly positive reception from critics. It was played over 4 million times on MySpace in one day.
Wow.
Been played live at most Guns N' Roses shows since the first Chinese Democracy tour in 2001. The performances drastically changed, gaining more background structure and guitar parts along with a second solo to the album version. From 2009 to 2014, the song was used exclusively as the show opener. The song continues to be played even after the pre-Chinese Democracy members Slash and Duff McKagan have rejoined. This is one of the songs I do like on this album.
Listen how many writers there are in this.
There are a lot.
Axl Rose, Josh Freese, Paul Tobias, Thomas Stinton, Darren Reed, Robert Fink, Karam Costanzo, Eric Seydoux,
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
Kaldu.
Yeah.
So yeah, like there's a lot of hands in that. It really it's very, as we would have said in the 80s, it sounds really studioed out. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, there's a lot of, like, stuff that they did in the studio that, like, I don't know how to explain it, like edits and things like that. He said that he was watching the movie, what was the movie he was watching? Kundun. Kundun. It's about the Dalai Lama being exiled to Tibet.
Oh, okay.
And
I just wanted to say Kundun.
so, but yeah. Anyways, it's a cool song. It's a great opener. I love all the stuff they did with the vocals and the guitars. Of course, it's
my.
kick-ass. Any comments on?
Yeah, I
Chinese
like what really grabbed me from that first one there, the Chinese Democracy, is I really like the guitar tone. That's what like kind of grabbed me and pulled me in. I tried to get away and he pulled me right back in.
Actually, Fran Crasher is arguing with me about how many studio albums Guns N' Roses has, and I'm trying to
17.
educate him a little bit on it. He says Lies, Appetite, and Illusion. There's 3. I said no. Appetite, Lies, Illusion 1, Illusion 2, Spaghetti,
Ooh,
Chinese.
spaghetti.
That's 6.
Ah, there you go.
Spaghetti Chinese.
Chinese spaghetti.
Oh, Chinese spaghetti. Oh, God.
I hate to say it, but that's what they are. Those are the studio albums.
Oh, I want spaghetti.
Yeah.
Other than that,
What I wanted to ask you guys was,
Yes.
did Pittsburgh radio play this?
yeah, they absolutely did.
I may have heard the very end of Chinese Democracy one time.
Okay.
On maybe the X or DVE, and that was all I never. I never heard it.
Yeah.
That's they just I don't know, I never. But they did play it.
They did play it. They played. We had one rock station in Miami. I was living in Miami at the time, but my friends were telling me to listen to it because they had heard it on DVE. I heard it on the one rock station in Miami that we had all the time.
Okay. So it
Repeatedly.
did get a lot of play.
Yes, it did.
Okay. Well, good.
Heidi, we can see your comments.
Yes.
Just so you know, Heidi. Attention, please. Heidi. Heidi, we can see your comments. That is all.
Shackler's Revenge. I think this is a fucking killer.
So
riff.
I read a few things about this. It was written in reaction to Virginia Tech shooter, I can't pronounce his name, Sung Hui Cho, who wrote a play based on the lyrics of the Guns N' Roses song Mr. Brownstone. Rose responded to the insanity of senseless school shootings and the media overreacting to Cho's interest in Guns N' Roses. The song drew comparisons to the music of industrial and electronic artists such as Nine Inch Nails, obviously, Prodigy, Marilyn Manson, Korn, and Rob Zombie.
Yeah.
The song was released on September 14, 2008 on the video game Rock Band 2. So that's how it was released on the video
I
game.
think that's very cool. I think that's really cool. I mean, they were trying to keep their finger on the pulse. Of,
That's
what was
kind of
happening.
nice.
Yeah.
They were trying to get all the demographics there. Let's put it in a video game
Yeah.
where us adults are actually playing it.
Yeah.
I think that's all I had on that.
Bumblefoot plays
Yeah,
the
okay.
solo on a fretless guitar.
Nice.
Interesting.
Wait.
That is
say
not
it again. What happened?
He plays the solo on a fretless guitar.
Guitar. That's crazy talk, Lou.
Cray.
This was one of the ones leaked on the internet too. By the way,
I feel like something's leaking right now.
in your butt.
What? What is it?
Oh God. Let's talk about Better. Do you like the song Pittsburgh, Kevin?
The only thing I didn't like is this the one where he starts singing and there's all this guitar stuff going on behind the vocals. I think that was the one. Yeah, that distracted me because my brain.
Oh, are you talking about Shackler's Revenge, or are you talking about Better?
Oh, I don't know.
He
The
doesn't know
second
now.
song.
Oh Lord, I don't know. Hold on, let me check my vast notes. Okay, go ahead.
All right, so this next song is Better.
It was
Is
sent-
it? Is it
This
really?
song's better.
I don't
This
know.
one was sent out as the second radio promo from the album after Chinese Democracy, but was not commercially released as a single eligible for international sales charts. I don't know what else to say about it.
It was.
really.
It accidentally ended up in a commercial, I think.
Oh wait, I think I had that. Somewhere.
Right, you have that somewhere. Did you hear about
Let me
this?
find this.
What?
They had two versions of this commercial where they were just using the song as a placeholder because they were going to put Paradise City in it. And
Yes,
for
Harley Davidson.
Yeah, Harley Davidson. But for one day, they put the commercial out with this song in it. And I don't think that was an accident.
No.
I think this
Oh,
was
my gosh, no, it
I
was
think this
not.
was like an attempt to build. I think it was clever.
That's
attempt
smart.
to kind of build some buzz about. Do you want to talk about the music video?
I don't have that information.
Breaking a 2-month silence by posting on a message board on December 11, 2008, Axl Rose revealed that a music video for Better was directed by Dale Resteghini. It would be released soon. Shortly after, Rose wrote that Lars Ulrich stated that he makes an appearance in the video, saying, "There's a shot of me and Axl embracing backstage at some concert, and I signed off on that, and hopefully it'll make it in the final cut." Ulrich was later blamed by Rose's associate, Fernando Labas, to be the reason...
No.
Labius. Labis?
I
Labia.
shouldn't have laughed. Sorry.
It should have been Fernando Labia. Is that
We
what that-
should have. Lou and I share the same brain.
No, we all three do. I just
To
didn't
be
say
the
anything.
reason that the video was delayed because they're trying to blame. So they're trying to blame it on something to do with Metallica's drummer, of
course.
And that he needed to sign a release. Rich responded by saying, "I heard about this. Yes, there was a couple of clips of me in the video, and they asked if I would sign off. When it got to me, I signed off on one clip. I don't know where this rumor came from. I'd love to be in a Guns N' Roses video. My favorite song on the record. I think it's a great song." December 30th, 08, Rose wrote on a message board, Lars isn't holding anything up on our video. Our message board comments were meant casually and fun, and amongst friends, we hope to have our video out shortly. September 13th, 2012, nearly 4 years after the single release, a work print of the video leaked onto the internet, although as of 2021, no official video has been released. So while the video will be out soon, and as of 2021, it still wasn't released.
Well, define soon.
They debuted this. They debuted. They
Debuted.
debuted. They debuted.
You said butt.
Yeah, I did see the Beavis and Butthead
You
movie.
said butt.
At the Hammersmith Ballroom in New York on 2006, May 12th. Been played almost every show since. During the Not in This Lifetime tour, a new version of the song was played, featuring an additional intro and opening lines being sung by Duff McKagan, Dizzy Reed, and Melissa Reese. Received mostly positive reception from critics. Consequence of Sound said they liked it. So we're not going to get into the whole thing, but
No?
yeah, I think it's a cool song. I like it busts into this like section with these like really big chords
said
and this
bust.
really cool
Sorry.
this really cool like vocal harmony stuff that I think is just dynamite. I think it's an absolute kick-ass song.
I think you dynamite.
Dynamite!
Oh boy.
This next song, when I saw it coming up, I was all excited because I thought this was the cover of the song by Rainbow,
Oh,
Street of
no.
Dreams, but it
You're
was not.
wrong.
Hey, know what? Hey, Lou. You know what?
What?
It's not. I did some research. It's not. Lou, guess what? Two totally different songs.
This is what I heard.
Anyway, children, Street of Dreams from 2001 to 2008. The song was called The Blues, but was changed to Street of Dreams.
Well,
for
yeah,
the
no,
album's
terrible,
release.
The Blues, yeah.
that's all. It was originally written by someone, Axl Rose,
Some guy.
In-depth reporting. Yeah, it's written by someone.
but bassist Tommy Stinson and keyboardist Dizzy Reed contributed to some of the guitar, bass, and piano melodies.
It's a beautiful song.
You're a beautiful
It is not the Rainbow song. It has these beautiful chord changes. It kicks in, so it's not like, just like
This lemonade's making me feel funny.
It's a good jam. It's good. Reminiscent of maybe something from you. This is a place where I hear like them kind of touching on the Use Your Illusion kind of sound in a couple. What do you think, Kevin? Did you like this song?
I did actually. I did. And that is my. Let me go into detail.
There's more.
I really liked it. I liked it a lot.
You got a really on that
I
one.
really liked it a lot.
Lily, any comments?
No. The answer is no.
The answer is no.
That's the correct answer.
The next song is If the World. There's not much really on this, I don't think. Or do you have-
Keyboardist Chris Pittman, who shares writing credits on the song, explained to Wicked Info that it's about environmental decay in its futurist context.
yeah.
It's also played over the end credits to Body of Lies.
Oh.
Oh, nice. Nice. Bloody fucking nice.
Not much else, though.
My notes on this were Seal goes rock.
Right?
Okay.
Kind of starts
Yeah,
out like,
yeah.
ooh, they're doing like a Seal thing here, and then it busts into rock. Like I think it's sick. I love it. There was a time.
On this song, Axl Rose has a dig at a girl who he feels let him down. The initials of the four words that make up the title are an indication of his feelings towards his ex. The Guns N' Roses vocalist may or may not be referring to former partners Aaron Everly and or Stephanie Seymour. Wow, what names? That sounds like cartoon characters. Both of whom filed...
Stephanie Seymour.
Right.
Okay, Lily V6.
Shut it. That's not cartoonish. That's rock.
I know.
Both of whom filed lawsuits against Rose after parting of their ways.
No, it's about me. No, it's about me.
Parting of their butt cheeks.
Yes.
Um,
Also, featured a full-length choir.
yes.
Full-strength choir.
It has the drum loop thing, kind of like the first song, the previous song, and then it really kicks into a kick-ass riff. And it goes kind of back and forth. Neat. It's cool. I liked it.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh Kevin.
Well, that was the one that had the weird kind of guitar stuff at the opening of the song. That had the weird kind of guitar
You know
stuff
what,
going
Kevin?
on.
You're dismissed.
Hey, Lou.
Sit in the corner.
That one song wasn't the same one as Rainbow.
Taste
You
the
all right?
rainbow.
Hold on, we're receiving a strange intergalactic transmission.
Nerd. Take me away, please. Please. I'll believe.
I believe I can fly.
I want to see that.
I can believe I can.
Let's go up in Ford.
So, anyways, Catcher in the Rye.
Which I love the title, don't really love the song. Power ballad drew comparisons. Power. Drew comparisons to Oasis as well as Elton John, Queen, and the Guns N' Roses song Yesterdays. The piano ballad originally featured Queen guitarist Brian May, who teamed up with the band in 1999 for a collaboration. Was not used, however. May was actually kind of disappointed by that. He was super proud of it. Axl Rose says all he did was really complain about it, so that's why it really wasn't used later. So I don't know. There's conflicting.
Oh man, like right?
Yeah.
Like,
So we don't know.
Well, like I put this in the show notes, guys. There's a great. It's incomplete, but a very cool documentary series on YouTube about the sort of everything leading up to this album. And there was a point. There is an interview with Slash saying that Brian May was going to produce their next album.
Yeah.
You know, that they liked him, they were friends with him, and he was a big fan of the band, and they were a big fan, of course, a big fan of Queen.
Yes.
I like the Beatle-esque kind of chord changes to this.
Yeah.
If for those of you who do not know, Catcher in the Rye is a very, very famous novel by J.D. Salinger.
Love it.
It's just a very wonderful story. Never made into a film, nor will it ever be. Salinger resisted every attempt at all kind of money to make it into him. He just absolutely refused, and I believe was in his will and everything.
I can't blame him, though.
Do not turn this into a fucking movie. And so I respect the purity of it. It's one of those books that is like general, like first year college for a lot of people, but it really should be read in like early high school.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. I mean, it's, it's about that.
It's
I think that because of the subject matter and there's, it's,
I get it.
You know what I mean? He's a kind of, what happens in the story, but, that like parents or whatever might be like, given like the wrong idea of like how you should act or whatever, but it's a brilliant novel. The song is not as brilliant as the novel, but it's a pretty song, and I absolutely didn't mind it, and I've listened to it a couple times. What do you got next?
Word
up.
Scraped.
Everybody. Oh, so this is about that procedure you get at the gynecologist, right?
No.
Sir. I don't think so.
Unlike most of the other tracks on Chinese Democracy, this is getting weird.
Remember we got canceled?
This straightforward rock song was previously unknown to fans of the band.
So funny.
The guitar solo was recorded by
Wait a minute. This is my first recorded my last
Brian.
gynecological exam.
He had one of the. That's what it's like.
There you go.
That's what it's
I'm
like.
sorry, go ahead. I couldn't resist. Go ahead.
The guitar solo was recorded by Axeman Brian Buckethead Carroll during his tenure with the band between 2000 and 2004.
Pittsburgh.
Don't
be looking at my notes.
Let me whip out something.
Children.
Oh, this is
While I
the one
whip
we were
this-
talking about with the harmonies. Like you had talked about the harmonies.
Insane harmonies in the beginning.
It's I'm like, whoa.
He's in Freddie Mercury territory. At the
Yeah.
beginning of this.
I'm like, listen to that shit. That's what I said. Lily, did you hear me upstairs going,
Listen to that shit.
No.
no? I'll say it louder next time.
All right. Thank you. Please.
This is a riff that I could hear being on Appetite for Destruction. It has that swagger.
Yes, this is actually one of the ones I like.
Swag out.
It has that great swagger, like Mr. Brownstone, that kind of like. Exactly.
Why am I being punished?
Of course, we talk about the great harmonies. I kind of thought this is like Extreme meets Queen.
I could see that.
This kid's sick. If you
Yeah,
haven't heard
yeah.
Scraped, like, check it
Go
out.
listen
It's
to
badass. Another one that has a crazy groove.
Yeah.
Which is Riyadh in the Bedouins, apparently.
Riyadh and the Bedouins.
Yes.
In the 9/11 themed rocker, Axel.
They need some teepee for their bungholes.
Stop. Rocker Axel refuses to live in fear of terrorists.
Oh, Lord.
In October 2009. I hate this. It was reported that Guns N' Roses were being sued by two independent
Now back
record
to
labels,
Lily.
claiming the group used portions of two songs by a German electronic musician.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm not even trying to pronounce that.
It's Von Stickel.
It's not. It's
Hans von
Ulrich
Stickel.
Schnauzen.
Schnauzenberger.
The lawsuit alleged that singer Axl Rose and Guns N' Roses
Yeah.
band members and album producers copied portions of Schnauz's songs
Schnauses!
wherever you
Boy,
are
Schnauses song you cannot
asshole.
play!
in a strangely isolated place without permission at the
blood.
beginning of the track.
Thank you, Buns.
The two Schnauz songs came out in 2001, 2003,
Schnauz?
respectively. I fucking hate you guys.
Das ist los.
No,
Das ist
they are.
crazy.
There's no such thing as Schnauz.
Schnauz.
Yeah,
Schnauz.
oh, yeah,
No.
sure. I have to blow my schnauz.
Can you bring me a drink?
Oh my God.
I'm being
I'm
sent-
sorry, guys. Our
Being
background.
sent out of the room.
Our background got jacked up. I didn't have it looped, and it started playing
Well, I gotta get you a drink.
something else.
I'll be back.
I think it's bad as great. It has that like Prodigy kind of thing going on, right?
This is the only one I picked Prodigy whenever they said it was like Prodigy.
Yeah, it has. Yeah,
But yeah.
yeah.
And I like the name, even though I couldn't say it.
This let me see what we get back to my notes here. Has this frenetic riffing in the A section, and it gives way to this really awesome like halftime groove. Like when it gets into the chorus or the B section, I'm not exactly sure how the song's set up,
I'm just fucking with you.
Um,
so funny.
but I think it's pretty sick. It's an intense track. Did you like Riyadh and the Bedouins?
Let's take a look at my notes, Lou. Oh, I like that guitar intro. I thought that was very cool. And then, like, as the song progresses, it did that key change.
It does that like
That
halftime
grabbed
thing.
me.
Yeah,
I'm like,
it's cool.
yeah, baby. That's what I said, Lou. Lily.
Mom,
Did you hear me
Mom.
upstairs go,
Mom.
yeah, baby.
Mom.
No.
Damn it.
Mom.
Mama.
Mom.
Mommy.
This is why I'm not a mother.
Lily, did you hear me do that?
That's what I was doing.
Did you hear me and Kenny the first week we were hanging out?
No.
No. Okay.
You killed Kenny! You bastard! Lily killed Kenny.
I didn't kill Kenny.
Um,
I gotta go home.
I forgot. I had something really funny to say and I can't remember it now. Oh, goodness gracious. So anyways, guys. So let's move on. Are we done talking about Riyadh and the
Yes,
Bedouins?
we're done. Sorry.
Sorry.
Exactly.
Sorry about that.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Oh, did you ever have to play that board game when
I
you were a
love
kid?
that board game.
Oh, my God.
That's where like you could land on somebody and you've got to go back to the fucking
Sorry,
beginning.
motherfucker. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah,
Dude,
you know.
you played it with little kids.
Oh, my
they
God.
get fucked off. Oh my God, because that's like the
Oh.
worst thing. Because when you're a
So
little kid,
mad.
you do. Well, that's what happens. You're a little kid and you're like, oh, I'm gonna get to. What? No! Like they can't handle it.
I know
They
adults
just
that do
can't
that,
They just lose their minds.
I'm one of those adults.
Anytime I ever played that with like a little person, man, I'm like, I mean, a little person. Hi, Lou. Sorry. Lou, down here.
I can't even deal with
Lou,
you
my
guys.
eyes are down here. Oh my God.
Right.
No. So,
The
go
song
ahead.
Sorry is not about former band members, but several instances in Axl's life. Former Skid Row lead singer Sebastian Bach provides melody lines throughout the song. You can hear some Patience-esque whistling in some parts of the song. And that's what I have.
This is a song that I hearken back in my mind to something like Since I've Been Loving You by Led Zeppelin, or maybe Bad Company by Bad Company. It's that kind of like haunting, kind of like minor key thing. It's got a 12/8 feel to it. and then this heavy ass riff kicks in the chorus. It's like big and sludgy and fat and in your face. So I did compare. I just watched a couple of I don't know what it was. I was on a Free and Bad Company kick this weekend. And so I watched a
Not a bad-
documentary
that's
about
not a bad
Free and a
thing.
documentary about Bad Company. So I was like, I guess it was on my mind. Any comments on this one?
My review is 7 words. Are you ready?
Shit, piss, cunt, fuck, cocksucker, motherfucker, tits.
All right, let's move on. No, that's not it. My 7-word review is somebody got a multi-effects signal processor.
For Christmas.
Am I right? I am right.
IRS is the next song.
IRS. The song's title is the initials of the Internal Revenue Service. However, the track itself appears to be referring to Rose's former partners again, Aaron Everly and Stephanie Seymour, his cartoon character girlfriends. Both of whom filed lawsuits against him after the end of their respective relationships. This was originally leaked and played on Eddie Trunk's radio show in New York by Mike Piazza a few years prior to the release.
Piazza!
Hey,
A few years prior to the release of Chinese Democracy, though a cease and desist notice was given by Guns N' Roses management. Somebody taped and put the song on the internet. You know, I'm gonna break your fingers.
He snorted.
There's something wrong with us.
That'd be not right. You're just downright wrong.
With us.
Starts as a cool R&B drum loop groove, like in the beginning, and builds up, and then the bass doesn't come in at first. When I first heard this song, I was like, "There's something off on the production." Oh, the bass hasn't come in yet.
Yeah, I noticed that right away.
And I think towards the end it becomes a little bit more traditional Guns N' Roses again, like maybe one of their ballads, like Don't You Cry, or one of those kind of, you know what I mean? It gets in the more traditional kind of Guns N' Roses type sound. Has a pop kind of thing, but kind of thing. I don't know what I want to say about it. Kevin, you want to say something about this or not?
I really like the opening to it. I'm like, ooh, it really caught my attention. I'm like, oh, okay. That's what I said. I said, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't say that. That almost sounds like me. That's pretty good, Lou. Is it live?
Okay, so this next song I thought was the theme song for the cartoon.
Yeah, I was all excited.
Madagascar.
Hey, Lou. Guess what?
What?
It's not.
What'd I say? 12th song on the album, featuring dramatic orchestral arrangements and numerous audio samples during its bridge, including several from Martin Luther King Jr.'s 1963 speech, I Have a Dream.
Oh.
And 1967 sermon, Why Jesus Called Man a Fool. And others from the motion pictures Cool Hand Luke, Mississippi Burning, Casualties of War, Braveheart, and Seven. The song was first performed publicly in the 2001 Rock in Rio 3 event in Brazil. It was announced by Axl Rose as being a brand new song, which he hoped would express his sentiment. The song's intro and outro sections feature French horns playing at a low, slow speed by musician Susie Katayama. I can't even talk anymore. You're so annoying.
Going down the list of sound effects at this point.
Okay, this is where I was kind of ready.
Yeah.
I was kind of ready for the album to end
Yeah, okay.
with it IRS.
Still two more songs. Three.
I think that like if we would have ended with IRS, I was kind of, because you could have ended with Sorry,
Yeah.
but the title is a kind of like, do I want to end an album with Sorry?
With an apology.
Yeah. Or like the song is a sorry song, like, you know what I mean? And these next three songs seem just this. I know this is a song that was like really popular. They played it in concert for like 30 years straight. Like, they've been, and people love it and everything like that. So maybe it should have been in another area, like earlier in the album or something, like
put it on a different album.
Or like again, like maybe do like a put it in a movie or something. Put it in the movie Madagascar.
That would have been good.
Album Von Goya. Wow.
That was beautiful.
Are we going fox hunting?
I hope so.
Wait, I didn't even wear that outfit.
Ooh
You
la
didn't even tell me.
la.
Yeah, it's yeah, I'm just. What do you think? Did you like the song, or what do you think, Lily? No, you're not into it. It reminds me of maybe like a November Rain kind of thing it's got a massive orchestra and like I mean it's impressive.
But yeah, at this point
But
of the album,
it feels too much like it feels like too much too late. Like if we get to the parking
They're just
lot
trying to
now,
be
we can beat
extra.
the traffic.
exactly. Most indefinitely.
They were just trying to be extra.
Maybe.
Extra, extra. Read all about it. This I love. Oh, baby, I love it. Feel good.
I know.
Rose called this song the heaviest thing I've ever written. The song is a piano ballad with Rose singing to a former lover, probably one of those cartoon girls. Rose described the song, stating, "It's a lot more intricate than I think most realize, yet as the guitar and vocals are placed as they should be, so dominant. The main string melody in the section I had originally written to a hip-hop loop as well."
Oh.
Spin compared the song to the works of Andrew Lloyd Webber. I wouldn't go that far, but sure.
Yeah, I really feel like the last song. Here's what I feel like these last three songs, specifically. I'm just gonna say it wrong because I'm gonna say it wrong, so I just know
So
it's wrong.
There you go. That's your thing now.
I just say it wrong. Say it wrong.
Hey, now, be proud.
Be proud to say it wrong.
Be proud.
Madagascar
Say it
and
wrong.
This I Love, I think, are like, yeah, it's like it's
Yeah.
masturbation.
Oh,
That's
not
them
quite.
jerking off.
Well, maybe for him.
This is probably, out of all the songs on the album, this is probably the one that I could completely do without. Just complete. I think for me, because I liked it a lot more than you guys did. For me, it could have been a near perfect album, but when this song played, I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
I just was like, wipe it off with flaming wood.
Oh, ooh.
I was not. Okay, and I know the last one is Prostitute. Actually, I think this is has a kind of a cool groove. But God, what do you got?
The final track on the album song was first mentioned in a July 1999 issue of Spin magazine, saying Rose is laboring over song with the working title Prostitute, according to Youth, but past successes weigh heavily on him. It was originally only been played 4 times. And that's all I have. That's important.
Oh, that's it.
That's important to me.
It's some might on Consequences. There's a funny review. Some might roll their eyes or laugh, but this glossy driver is a great song. It's heavy but not too heavy. There's a piano, a thumping percussion in Rose, who sounds exceptional in the album's final moments. Think Bruce Hornsby on distortion, if that's even possible. It's a fitting closer given the album's thematic elements and strong enough. So here's what I think they could have done.
Yes.
I think that there's a solution here.
Talk to me.
I
Goose.
think we got to take out Madagascar and This I Love for sure.
All right.
And I might even take out IRS and put Prostitute at the end.
Here's what I'm going to do.
End with Prostitute.
What are you
I'm going to
do?
take out the city and put Appetite for Destruction in.
Very good. What, Lily?
Lily for the win.
Ouch!
Yikes.
You're
Very
welcome.
good.
You are welcome.
Emotional damage.
Oh.
Just saying. Also, I did not get my free Dr. Pepper with the promotion for this CD.
What?
The coupons were not
Pepper.
downloadable.
Be a pepper,
Fuckers.
drink Dr. Pepper.
Those-
We do have one
Fuckers.
comment that's relevant to the conversation tonight
One.
by Tim Johnson. There is no hit. It took 4 to 5 listens from front to back, but this album is pretty good. There's no way to listen to a random song on a jukebox and expect anyone to really love it. But when listened to front to back, it's a solid album.
There you go.
You're welcome.
Good.
One
right.
good comment about the whole thing.
Thank you. Very cool. Very cool, guys. I don't know, man. Like, I think it has some great moments, and they did. Another thing that's interesting about this, they were touring on this album before the album, like,
Oh yeah,
10 years
for
before it came
years.
out.
Yeah, for years.
Wow.
We promise it's coming out. Yeah. People didn't care. Well, they're a great live band. I don't think people cared. I agree, Heidi. The world does not need another November Rain.
No.
I like this person.
Oh, that's nice. Do that again.
You all right?
You want some spoons to play over there? Spoon Man. Yeah, go check the album out if you haven't heard it. I don't know, man. It took a long time to come out. And quite frankly, I think what happened was just what I said in the introduction was
Yes.
most people were on to other things.
They were over it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, all that dicking around, like,
Kiss a dickin'.
recording it, then re-recording it. And like,
It did not give me an orgasm.
No, it didn't.
No, and so you again, like, it's a part of things especially in entertainment, are managing expectations, and had this been a record that came out like 3 years after Use Your Illusion 2, or even 5 years after, Like you'd have been like, it would have. I guarantee would have had a way better reception. Would have sold way. Well, there were records still
Yeah.
when it's in
Right.
1999 or 1990. I mean, when this came out in 2000, how many CDs did you buy after 2000? After 2008? Probably not. Probably like not counting the local bands you want to support at shows.
Not as many as I could have.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly, because music kind of went, because the whole thing with the internet and everything.
But now I'm back into it.
So, they were coming. That was really kind of the tail end. I mean, so even in the 90s, we all kind of saw
Yeah,
that
it started
something
to-
was going to change. But that, you just can't do that to fans.
Now
You just can't. And like, I think that what kept them really going was the live shows. There's some great video. They released live DVDs and stuff, and they sound and look fucking fantastic. I mean, they sound really good. Axe, is he still good, or is he?
I'm gonna
struggling?
say this.
Do
and
it.
it's gonna hurt everybody's brain. I've never seen them live.
Oh.
Once.
Wow.
And I'm super upset about it.
Yeah, I mean, they're just such a. I mean, I don't think he's really lost anything in terms of being a great front man. Like, he really still commands the crowd. He looks different. Okay, like,
but
let's
he's
just
older.
get it. Let's just get it out there. We all age, and you young fuckers are going to be in the same position.
you just wait.
point, too.
I'm never going to die. So.
No,
So-
you're not. But
Angelina, hi.
But is he sound good?
I've heard he
Live.
sounds fantastic. I've
heard both. And here's what I think.
yes,
I think these guys tour too much.
They need
Too much
they need a
singing.
break.
Dude, here's one of my thoughts when I heard this record. I'm like, how the fuck is he gonna
he's
pull
gonna
this
do
off
that
live?
live. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, this is some serious fucking singing. I mean, this isn't like screaming out punk rock or, I mean, and just there's guys that are really good singers. Okay, we're gonna talk about Foreigner in a minute. Lou Graham, Steve Perry, like,
Right.
like really great singers. I don't think they would attempt to do this stuff with that wild swings of way down here, like way up
Yeah,
here. I mean,
yeah,
like
that takes its toll.
crazy.
Takes
It's
its toll.
insane. So I give him props, man. He's got balls. And I had heard this stuff about, he sounds like shit. And then I came across a video of them in Vegas, and it was a cell phone video. And so there's no doctoring anything. And
Right.
we're like, he sounds like Axl Rose.
Okay,
Yeah,
so that's great.
yeah,
That
there you
just
go.
that's a
Sounds like,
great.
and I'm
reference.
but these guys that they're good, when you got to do that kind of singing night after night, you're gonna have good nights and bad nights. It's
Right.
like, so you don't, you can see, you don't know what you're gonna get sometimes maybe with some of these artists. What do you have for your new and notable?
Who I have for my new and notable? I have Pete Evic. Do we know who Pete Evic is? Anyone?
Tell us.
He is
Spell the last name.
Evick. He is an award-winning guitarist, producer, songwriter, and author who has spent the last 19 years touring the world as the music director and guitar player for rock icon Bret Michaels. He's in the
Oh.
Bret Michaels band.
All right then.
He's got new stuff out though. Throughout much of the 90s and beyond, Pete has released albums for the band Evic and Some Odd Reason. His music and production have also been heard on several TV shows over the years, including Rock of Love, Life as I Know It, Rock My RV, Penguins
Rock
of
player. I like that.
Penguins of Madagascar, and the Miss
there's
Universe
one there.
pageant.
Yeah.
In 2015, he wrote the award-winning book The Moments That Make Us, which is a really great book. It has maintained a huge 5-star rating on Amazon.
Wow. So
Won
he's an
him-
author. He's a musician. Holy.
Wait, but there's more. And won him the Virginia Author of the Year award. Pete recently recorded 2 new singles, My Best Days, which can rival some of Bon Jovi's biggest and best hits with his smooth rock voice, and also a cover version of the 80s pop classic 99 Red Balloons in protest to the war in
Interesting.
Ukraine. They both sound great.
Oh, clever.
And another cool thing, if you didn't know, he is now a candle maker with his company Shining Soul Candles, SOL
Wow,
Candles.
look at that.
I did get to interview him. He did let me know that if anybody wants to buy his candles in the area, you can get them at Kling & Smith's drugstore in Kittanning, Pennsylvania.
Well, there you go. Look at that.
Kit Tanning.
Yeah, sure.
But he's super fun. He's got a lot of energy on the stage. If you've never seen the Bret Michaels band, he's a fantastic
He's all over the
guitarist.
place, is he?
Always smiling, having a great time. He's part of the show. So cool stuff.
I will not read anything about this band because it's a bunch of folks from like Sweden and
Yes,
stuff,
that's
and I'm
right.
really not going to do well with their names. But the band is called Nordic Union, and you should check them out. It's a really good kind of power metal sound, and I think Lily would really like it. It really like.
I'm already interested. So.
Yeah, Nordic Union. So you guys might want to check them out if you like.
Is that your notable?
Yes.
All right. Guess what?
You have one.
Yes, I do.
Oh yeah.
Yes, I do. So this is a band called Greywind,
Oh.
out of Ireland. Right, Greywind is an emo rock duo from Killarney in Ireland. You know. It's formed by siblings Steph and Paul O'Sullivan. In their first 40 shows as a band, they have already achieved playing some of the biggest festivals in the world. This Lou, including the Reading and Leeds Festival, Isle of Wight Festival, which is right next door to the Isle of Lucy Festival. That's a joke.
All the festivals.
That's a joke, Lou. I love Lucy, right? And Rock Am Ring and the Download Festival. So these guys are really good. And they say they're an emo rock band, but I mean, dude, they're rock.
They're not
They're
emo.
totally rock.
I would still
yes.
listen. Doesn't matter.
So Greywind, everybody. You can find them on Spotify. They're on the TikTok, you know, because I'm old. I have to call it.
He's ticking and talking out there with the TikTok.
And the TikTok there. But yeah, Greywind.
Okay, good ones, guys. Good ones. What do you guys think about Foreigner touring?
With Kid Rock.
And no,
What?
I've heard that Mick Jones is actually not playing any of the gigs. So it's literally no members of Foreigner.
Huh.
Oh, I didn't know
Sir?
that.
I think that's wrong.
Like it says that he's listed as a member, but I've heard that he's not playing.
I did not go to the show on Saturday, so I can't verify that. However, I heard everybody had a great time and loved it, so I don't know.
I mean, I don't know, man. Like I think partially that's your fault out there in fan world.
Yes.
To supporting stuff like that. They're not. If there's no members in the band, dude, like what are you doing?
It
Like,
does make me sad when that happens.
You know,
'cause
like,
then
well,
it's
then
really
you're
bad.
not the band at all.
not really
And
the
even
band.
just one member, like, still in the band, it's kind of odd. You know what I mean? Like, what? I mean, a rock band is like I'm going to say a Beavis and Butthead reference. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Is a unit. I said unit.
It's a family.
It's
It's that unit.
and when you start doing too much stuff, changing this member, you know, there's some bands that had to make some changes, but they stuck with the person. Like the Stones finally settled on Ronnie Wood, and it was a good fit, and they stayed with him for years and years and years. He's a
Right.
Stone. Like you wouldn't think of the Stones without him, right?
Right.
You know,
Correct.
Neil Peart. He was not the original drummer from Rush, but you don't really think of Rush without Neil Peart.
You
Right.
did okay. You
Okay,
did okay.
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It worked out.
You know, so
It did work out.
so there's times when there's this lineup change for some reason, and the person does acclimate to the band. He isn't like on one album, then you never see him again. You know what I mean? He's just like, and that is something that I think is hurting rock for sure. Like these guys can't, like nobody can stay together. You know. Anyways, you got to hear about Metallica being canceled.
What?
I heard it right before I came here, so I did not read anything about that.
It's not really real. There's just
Did it
these
get canceled?
there's some what's the show called?
They were picked up
Stranger.
for another season.
Stranger Things.
Oh,
Stranger
Oh,
Things
from
fans.
that whole thing.
There's
Okay.
some Stranger Things fans that like went back like 38 years and found pictures of Metallica doing what they thought were Nazi salutes. They were probably just drunk and going
They're
like,
waving to people.
yeah,
we go.
yeah.
Get over
And,
yourself.
and remember when Hetfield had the ESP guitar with the Iron Cross thing on it?
Yes, that's
Well, they
right.
were like they were trying to put out this, you know. Oh, and there's a picture of him with Carrie King, and she goes, yeah, and he just looks like a racist. I'm like, so it's pretty hollow.
on
like
now.
I wouldn't.
So it's
agree
dumb.
to it.
Come
yeah,
on.
I think it's dumb.
dumb. Totally dumb.
And Springsteen tickets.
what? the
So like, okay,
hell?
so I don't want you guys to feel. Look, man, like Keith and I have had the Springsteen discussion.
Oh, I've heard about this. This is epic, actually.
And yeah, someday when he's going to come back on, we'll talk about it. I'll bring it up to him. It'll be fun.
You'll want to hear this.
But you know, and so there's some. Look, man, I am in the music media business, as if that's what this is.
Yeah,
you know,
it is.
And I like clicks. and downloads as much as everybody does.
Yeah.
But there's some clickbaity stuff out there about Springsteen tickets being $4,000 and $5,000.
Yeah.
That is for like super, like he probably sits on your lap and sings "Born to Run" in your ear.
Oh, that would be
It's
wonderful.
probably something like that. It's some super duper high end VIP thing that every artist is doing because there's no fucking albums to sell. Okay, and so there's some YouTubers and people like that have like put this in and like. And I've posted the comment with the link to StubHub showing that like there are $80 tickets to Springsteen,
Which is legit.
and look at our age, we're watching it on the jumbotron, anyway. I'd have to be pretty fucking close to appreciate what anything like looking directly at the stage. I mean, I have to be really close. So like, who fucking cares? I'm gonna go sit in peanut heaven. I'm gonna get drunk and watch jumbotron and be around a bunch of people. And you're gonna have the experience of being in the room with all these people singing along with his songs and all. And for $80 fucking, it's probably gonna be fun if you're a Springsteen fan.
I'll be on the floor for Motley Crue.
That's not your thing,
Close
but
to
like
the stage.
exactly.
Well, you're Lily V6, of course you will.
So
I would go to Springsteen.
we're not gonna talk about that. We're out of time.
No, don't talk about that. We got shit to do. We got shit to do now, Lou.
So now it's time for this day, what the Beatles did today, right, Lily?
Exactly.
It's a thing, for sure.
It is.
Who's a bombshell?
I hope it's me.
This
It's
one?
me.
No, sorry, Lou.
Loudini to Genie. I like
Yeah,
that.
not
I don't
the
know.
I'm
one,
Loudini
no.
to Genie.
He's not Loudini the Genie.
Call me Loudini to Genie. Genie
the
Loudini.
Genie. The Loudini the Genie.
Loudini the Dini.
I kind of feel like I'm missing half of the conversation that's going on
Lugini.
here. I
I'm
mean,
gonna
no,
change
on
my name to
Facebook.
Lugini.
So is Lou, and he's right here.
Sticking to the chair, I'm sorry. It's gross.
Ray Peterson, Decca Records, this day in 1960, scrapped 25,000 copies of Ray Peterson's Tell Laura I Love Her because he felt the song, which recounts the last thoughts of a teenager dying from a car accident, was
Yeah.
too tasteless and vulgar.
Oh, it's
A
fine.
cover version by Ricky Valens went to number one of the UK charts a month later.
Huh.
Yep.
Idiot. I'm not reading that one.
What?
Oh, what? Are you kidding? This is a great song.
1960, Brian Hyland. 16-year-old Brian Hyland went to number one on the U.S. something.
That's great.
Sorry.
The U.S. singles chart with Itsy Bitsy Teeny Weeny Yellow Polka Dot Bikini. It made number 8 in the U.K., also UK number 1 for, I don't know what that is. I can't read that. Bob Ballerina,
Bob Lorena.
featuring
Ba, ba, ba,
TV
ba,
presenter
ba,
Timmy
ba.
Mallett in 1990.
Yeah, I remember that song. I had
Yeah,
this.
of course.
I had this record my parents bought us for Christmas one year. It was called Wacky Winners,
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
and it had all these goofy songs on it, like Alley Oop. And Itsy Bitsy Teeny Weeny Yellow Polka Dot Bikini. It had the one-eyed, one-horned, flying purple people eater.
Yeah.
One-eyed, one-horned,
There it
flying
is.
purple people eater. This day in 1963. Do you want to read it?
No, I'm too far away. And I'm
There
drunk.
it is.
I'm too far away and I'm drunk. So it would be very hard for me to read. All right, I'll try. On this day, 1963, the Beatles arrived in Guernsey in the Channel
Yeah.
Islands. Yeah, was that good? Wow. I read better when I'm drunk. In the Channel Islands, where they played 2 shows at Candy Gardens. They arrived in a 12-seater plane after making the 30-mile trip from Jersey. Their equipment was sent over by
Harry.
a ferry.
Oh, Ferry.
The Beatles would receive the sum of 1,000 pounds, approximately $1,600, for the 2 shows.
That's pretty
Righteous
good.
bucks, bro.
pretty
Righteous-
good.
Nice, man.
More than I have.
Oh, man.
I know,
Come
right?
on now.
The Searchers were number one on the UK singles charts in this day in 1963 with Sweets for My Sweet, the group's first of 3 UK number one songs written by Doc Pomus and Mort Schumann.
Mort.
Mort Schumann.
Oh, jeez, look at this.
It was originally recorded by the Drifters.
Of course it was.
1964, Ringo Starr, the single by the young world singers called Ringo for President, was released in the U.S. Such was the Beatles' drummer appeal that fans launched a Ringo for President campaign in the midst of the Johnson Goldwater race.
That's awesome.
A well-organized
That's great.
contingent, most of whose members were below the voting age of 21, banded together to enter the drummer as a third-party writing candidate for the commander-in-chief. I'd vote for him.
I don't know what the
I really don't know what's going
cork in
on.
the bottle would. Lou? There it is.
Wow.
One more little
One
thing
last
left.
squeak. Yeah, the one that one last
great.
week.
That's great.
You want to talk about John Lemon?
John Lennon. This day, 1966, in response to John Lennon's remark about the Beatles being bigger than Jesus. Well, they are. I mean, yeah, the guy cleans a great. Oh,
Do I look Mexican to you?
It's Jesus. I'm sorry.
Do I look Mexican to you?
He said Jesus.
Did you ever see Die Hard 3 with Sam
Yeah.
Jackson?
I thought
No.
He said, "Hey, Zeus."
Zeus.
My
All
name's
right.
Zeus.
I boycott Die Hard.
All right, so in response to John Lennon saying he was the Beatles were bigger than Jesus, the South African Broadcasting Corporation banned all Beatle records. Also on this day, the Beatles LP. See, there's like two things for this day for the Beatles. That's how.
This is a twofer.
Wow. Also on this day, the Beatles LP Revolver was released in the U.S. The band's seventh album featured Taxman, Eleanor Rigby, I'm Only Sleeping, Here, There, and, everywhere. She said, and Your Bird Can Sing.
I'll bet it can.
77 winks. Wow.
Wow.
77 weeks.
Wow. Thanks, John.
The
Holy
Beatles
shit.
photo session for the cover of Abbey Road today.
What year?
1969, dudes.
Kill me.
Go ahead, Lily.
1970, Janis Joplin bought a headstone for the grave of her greatest influence, Bessie Smith, at the Mount Lawn Cemetery in Philadelphia. Blues singer Smith died in 1937 after being refused admission to a whites-only hospital.
That's beautiful.
It's lovely.
That's not beautiful. Oh! Who's
Damn
going to
it.
read that
I
one?
want to read that one.
Read it.
Let her read it.
Read it. Go ahead and read it.
1980, the Plasmatics. The Greater London Council banned the Plasmatics from blowing a car up on stage during their UK live debut at London's Hammersmith Odeon.
Odium. I love that name.
Awesome, man.
Hammersmith Odium.
Yes.
I love the Plasmatics. I'm out.
Lily, please stay. Please stay.
Kevin,
Oh,
Pittsburgh
I like
Kevin.
this one because I like this band. This day, 1981, MTV broadcast its first stereo concert with REO Speedwagon, who performed in Denver, Colorado. I actually remember this. Having
watched
just
it.
released its album, High Infidelity, and the hit singles Keep on Loving You, Taking on the Run, and Don't Let 'Em Go.
I saw
I
a
remember
lot of
this.
concerts like that. I
Yeah.
saw this concert. I saw Styx, Mr. Roboto. I saw the Night Ranger, the concert.
nice.
Yeah, I mean, I saw a
Journey,
bunch-
I remember Journey
yeah.
in Houston. Yep.
Can we listen to REO Speedwagon?
1986, Crosby, Stills,
Yes, we
Nash.
can.
Was released from prison after serving 3 years for drug weapons possession. His conviction would be overturned by Texas appeals court in November of 1987. That was David Crosby. No, not I. The way I said it was like all Crosby. Still, all three of them were in jail. No, that's not
All of
true.
them? Wow.
1987, U2 scored their second U.S. #1 single from their Joshua Tree album with I Still Have...
Found.
I don't know what's going on.
You're singing. You're
I
singing
still
as good as I
haven't
do
found what I'm looking for. The song received 2 nominations for the 30th Grammy Awards in 1988 for Record of the Year and Song of the Year. I can read it if I think.
tonight. I know. Don't think. You're on the Loudini Rock and Roll Circus. Do not think. Same goes for you people out there.
Go ahead.
What are we doing now?
Hetfield.
1992. On this day, 1992, a riot broke out during a Guns N' Roses and
This is a very famous
Metallica gig.
event. I remember this.
Oh, in Montreal Stadium. Remember
This is a
when
big deal.
Metallica's show was cut short after singer James Hetfield was injured by pyrotechnics? Guns N' Roses took the shade. Jesus Christ
none of us
Almighty! It looked
today.
like an H to me. Took the stage, but frontman Aquel Foley, Axl Rose claimed that his throat hurt. Oh, exactly.
I'm going to tell you what, I'd be mad too.
I know, right? Causing the band to leave the stage early. The cancellation led to a riot by the audience who overturned cars, smashed windows, looted local stores, and set fires. Them some fans.
I'd be mad.
That's
That's
some fans,
some
yeah.
fans right
yeah, Hetfield got hurt, and Axl just like, wait a
whole
minute,
show
I'm not
was
going to
a
be
bust.
upstaged.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to
Oh,
have
my
a problem too.
I'm sick.
Yeah, right. Lordy Jesus.
Okay, this birthdays. Joe Tex, U.S. soul singer, 1933. Hold on to what you got.
Yeah.
It's a 1977 UK number 2 single. Ain't gonna bump no more with my big fat one.
Wow.
That's awesome. Ain't gonna bump no more with my big fat
Now I
one.
need to hear that song.
Wow.
1942, John David, drummer with American rock band Dr. Hook, who had the 1970s hits The Cover of a Rolling Stone.
Yay.
A Little Bit More, When You're in Love with a Beautiful Woman, and Sylvia's Mother.
I love that.
Whoever Sylvia's mother is.
Oh my God, that's such a great song.
You want to talk about John Gustafsson? I'll do it. or if you
Gustafson.
don't- Gustafson.
Gustafson. Yeah, sure. Yeah. He didn't kill his wife.
Okay, he was born this day in 1942. Was a member of the Big Three, the Mercy Beats, Ian Gillian Band,
Roxy.
Roxy
Music,
Music.
Quartermass. He died on September 12th, 2014. John Redbourne, English guitar songwriter John Redbourne, known for his collaboration with guitarist Bert Jantz, as well as folk group Pentangle. Don't know that.
Don't know that
no,
one
we're just gonna
either.
keep moving. Oh, Liberty DeVito.
Hey!
Michael Goltz, I hope you're listening. Liberty DeVito, American rock drummer, best known for his work with the drummer for Billy Joel's recording and touring band. Carly Simon, Phoebe Snow, Karen Carpenter, Stevie Nicks, Rick Wakeman, Bob James. So he's like,
He's kind of a big deal.
He's kind of.
He is. Liberty's awesome.
And Dennis Drew from
Yes.
10,000
Oh,
Maniacs.
there you
Happy
go. Sure,
birthday.
happy birthday, sir.
Christopher Foreman from Madness. Happy birthday. Ricky Rocket.
Oh, I knew that.
My
Drummer
first
from American
MySpace
Rock
friend.
Band.
Ricky Rocket.
Was it?
Yeah.
Your first MySpace friend from the band Poison. The band Poison.
Yeah.
He's my friend on Facebook.
1959.
And guess who?
Oh, David Evans.
1961, David Evans, better known as
The Edge.
The Edge.
The Edge. He still hasn't found what he's looking for.
He still hasn't
Yeah,
found all
who
these years
has?
later. Paul Jackson. Bass
Oh,
from the
T'Pau.
band T'Pau.
Yes.
I don't know if I know that. Scott Stapp.
Oh, there you go.
I have a Stapp infection.
Oh,
No, I'm just kidding.
Lord.
From Scott Stapp, born in 1973 for the band Creed. I had a friend who used to say, yeah, Creed, their creed is we suck.
I agree.
Oh, they tried so hard.
Eh, they didn't.
They sucked so hard. They tried so hard.
Joshua Chazez
From NSYNC.
from Instinct. Happy birthday. Bradley McIntosh.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Happy
Vanessa
birthday.
Joy, somebody. Happy birthday.
Amorosi.
And Rosie.
And Shawn Mendes.
Happy birthday, Shawn Mendes. All right, guys. Thank you for listening to the Goodbye.
No, come on.
No, anyways, guys. So thanks, guys, for hanging out.
Thanks for putting that with us. Remember, this was
Any
free.
final? Let's see if there's any final comments from any of you people that we annoyed the living shit out of. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Okay. No. All right.
Nope. Nothing.
Whoever
gonna
said
move-
she's a bombshell, if that was to me,
She's a
That's,
bombshell.
message me.
One in a
No,
million.
it's your friend from. Is it Rock Rage?
She's gonna.
No, Angelina didn't say that.
Really?
Yeah, it's not
So
on
guys, thanks for hanging out with us. You can find Loudini rockandrollcircus.com or LouLombardimusic.com to get all the goodies. Check out Wolf's Customs on social
there it is
media or
now.
wolfscustoms.online. Download the free app at rockrageradio.com. The app is free and you can hear great shows like what, Lily?
Hot Licks with Lily 6 Thursdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm
Six.
actually going to be interviewing Dishwalla next.
Oh, look
wow,
at that.
counting
yay.
blue cars.
Yes.
There's we should when we get back to those bands like that you forgot about. We should
There it is. That should be that should be on there.
Be one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next week. Oh, this is good. Well, no, that's not next week. Is next week? What's next week?
The next one.
The next
will
week,
be
the 15th. Sorry. This is going to be fun.
Yes?
Next podcast. WTF? What the fuck happened to the band Triumph?
Yes, I'm so excited for this one. I'm so excited
Okay.
for this one.
So you guys who are into the band Triumph, this is all for you. We are big Triumph fans here. They don't get their due.
They don't.
They absolutely don't. It's a great band. So we're going to
Super
be talking
underrated.
about the band Triumph next week on the Loudini Rock and Roll Circus. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out.
Thank you very much.
Pittsburgh Kevin,
Yes?
any parting thoughts or parting shots?
I just want to tell everybody in our audience how much I love each and every one of you.
Oh my goodness.
That's it. That's all I have to say.
You mean in a non-faggot kind of way?
Ooh.
Oh, yes.
Now we're canceled. We're canceled like Metallica.
And on that happy
Yeah,
note, you guys
canceled.
have a wonderful week. We'll catch y'all in the next Loudini Rock and Roll Circus. Walks out to Jesus!
I can't even handle you guys right now.
Gary and Dave used to call that Lou's Little Jesus song. It was funny.
So now I'm gonna probably die on Friday, so I might not be back next week.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Just come to my funeral, please.
Come to my funeral. All right, good night, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out.